BRICS is a powerful team of countries that includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Imagine these 5 countries as unique characters in a team who each brings something special to the group. They first came together in 2009 with the idea of forming a club where they could help each other and stand up to some of the world's most powerful financial players, mainly the United States and European countries. Each BRICS member country has its own story and strengths. Brazil is known for its lush forests, coffee, and iron ore resources, which are some of the things it can trade with the world. Russia has enormous amounts of oil and natural gas, powering homes and factories not just in Russia but around the world. India has become a technology superstar with millions of people working in the tech industry. China is often called the world's factory because it manufactures so many of the things we use every day. And South Africa, with its treasure of minerals and diamonds, adds a unique value to the group. Together, these 5 countries make up almost half of the world's population, which means they represent a huge part of the global community. But despite their resources and people, these countries have faced challenges because the international financial world is mostly controlled by Western countries. Whenever they needed to borrow money for important projects, they often had to follow strict rules set by institutions like the International Monetary Fund (IMF) or the World Bank, which are largely influenced by the United States and Europe. BRICS was formed to change this. It's a way for these countries to work together and build their own financial power. They don't want to rely on Western countries anymore. They want to make their own rules and decide their own future. BRICS gives them a platform where they can discuss their shared challenges and ambitions without having to answer to the Western financial giants. In the documentary, we'll dive into the reasons why these countries joined forces, their journey to becoming BRICS, and how they are working to build a stronger economic system. One of the biggest accomplishments of BRICS was creating the new development bank NDB, which some people also call the BRICS Bank. Think of this as a giant piggy bank that each of the 5 countries can use to help fund important projects that will make life better for their citizens. Unlike the World Bank or IMF, which are controlled mostly by Western countries, the NDB is owned and controlled by BRICS countries themselves. This gives them a lot more freedom and power in deciding how to use the money. Imagine you're building a community center in your neighborhood. To do this, you need funds to buy materials and pay the builders. But instead of borrowing money from someone who might want you to build it their way, you and your friends create a shared fund where everyone can contribute. Each person still has a say in how the money is used, but now you don't have to follow anyone else's rules. This is a lot like what the BRICS Bank does for its members. The NDB is focused on helping each BRICS country fund projects that will improve people's lives. These projects might include building new roads that make it easier for people to get to school or work, or creating hospitals and schools so people can access better health care and education. They might even build green energy plants, which help reduce pollution and provide clean power for homes and businesses. The idea behind the BRICS Bank is simple but powerful. By pooling their resources and working together, each BRICS country can grow stronger without relying on Western-controlled institutions. In our documentary, we'll visit some of these projects to see the impact of the NDB up close and understand how it's transforming communities in Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa.
In international trade, most countries use US dollars as the main currency, even when they're not trading with the United States. For example, if Brazil buys machinery from India, they would usually pay in US dollars, even though neither country is in the US. This reliance on the dollar can be costly and makes the BRICS countries more dependent on the United States.
In response to Western sanctions on some members, BRICS countries have accelerated the development of an independent international payment system.
BRICS countries want to change this by starting to trade in their own currencies. This means Brazil could pay India in Brazilian reais, and India could pay China in Indian rupees, without converting everything to dollars.
in the past several years there have already been several platforms, including the so-called M-Bridge, that were designed along the same principles of co-integrating central bank digital currencies, and the experience thus far is that technologically it works quite well, and it allows to reduce the cost of transactions and to increase the speed of transactions substantially. The problem is that not all of the countries within the BRICS grouping are on board.
Some BRICS member states still have concerns regarding the system, but in Russia, the urgency for a new system is felt more acutely as the country was expelled from SWIFT in 2022.
Russia's conflict with Ukraine has become an accelerator for de-dollarization, and experts argue that creation of a new reserve currency will be necessary to make this system work properly. It seems that the work on the BRICS bridge has become the central plank of Russia's presidency of the bloc. Dasha Chernysova, TRT World, Moscow.
BRICS bridge claims to be unaffected by political intimidation, financial malpractice, and third-party interference. The multilateral digital payment platform will act as a bridge between the financial markets of the BRICS member countries and is aimed at increasing mutual trade.
Why is it needed? Because the current international system of payment, so-called SWIFT, is under control of the West, the US and other Western countries. And they have used this SWIFT system to impose sanctions and restrictions on countries they do not like. So we as BRICS are well advised to move forward into creating an alternative to SWIFT. And that's what the Russian authorities, together with other BRICS countries, are pursuing right now.
If approved, the system will use the digital currencies of the BRICS central banks, and their exchange rate will be tied to the value of national currencies. Countries currently outside BRICS could be interested in joining. According to political economists and sanctions experts, the sanctioning of a country by eliminating its access to SWIFT can have negative impacts for its trade partners and the so-called weaponization of the dollar.
By cutting out the middleman currency, they save money and become more independent from U.S. financial policies. Russia and China, in particular, have been working hard to reduce their dependence on the dollar. Russia has faced economic sanctions from Western countries, making it harder to trade in dollars, so they're especially interested in finding other ways to trade. China also wants to promote its own currency, the yuan, to make it more popular around the world. This shift in currency use could give BRICS countries more control over their economies and protect them from currency fluctuations. We'll see how this change is helping BRICS countries grow stronger, and we'll explore how trading in their own currencies could shape the future of global finance.
In an unpredictable global economy, countries often face challenges like sudden economic downturns or natural disasters. To protect against these uncertainties, the BRICS nations Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa established the Contingent Reserve Arrangement (CRA), a vital emergency fund worth $100 billion. This fund acts like a rainy day fund, providing financial assistance to BRICS countries when they encounter economic difficulties. Purpose and function of the CRA. The CRA was created to offer immediate support to BRICS nations experiencing financial crises. For instance, if a country faces a sudden downturn or a natural disaster, it can borrow from this fund. Each BRICS member contributes to the CRA, ensuring that when one country is in need, others can provide assistance. This arrangement fosters cooperation and solidarity among member nations, allowing them to manage financial challenges without relying on external institutions like the International Monetary Fund (IMF), which often imposes strict borrowing conditions. The process for accessing CRA funds is designed to be efficient. When a country faces a crisis, it can quickly apply to borrow from the fund. This rapid response is crucial during emergencies when every moment counts. Countries can use the funds for various purposes, such as stabilizing currencies, supporting financial institutions, or implementing economic stimulus measures. This ability to access funds quickly enables BRICS countries to respond proactively and mitigate the effects of financial distress. history, and impact. Since its establishment, the CRA has proven its value during various global economic challenges. For instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, BRICS nations faced significant economic disruptions. The CRA allowed member countries to draw on the fund to implement measures that stabilized their economies and protected citizens. This collaboration demonstrated the strength of BRICS as a unified entity capable of weathering storms together. The CRA also helps build confidence in the economies of BRICS nations. By having this safety net, member countries can reassure their citizens and investors that they are prepared for economic challenges. This assurance can enhance economic stability and encourage both domestic and foreign investment, building trust and solidarity. The CRA fosters trust among BRICS nations. By contributing to a shared fund, member countries demonstrate their commitment to mutual support. This collaboration strengthens diplomatic relations and encourages further cooperation in various sectors, including trade and infrastructure development. Moreover, the CRA serves as a platform for dialogue among BRICS nations, allowing them to share insights and best practices for managing their economies. Future prospects and challenges. Looking ahead, the CRA will likely continue to evolve. As the global economy changes and new challenges arise, BRICS countries may need to adapt the structure and function of the CRA to meet emerging needs. This could involve increasing the fund size or adjusting the contributions based on the economic conditions of member countries. Additionally, expanding the CRA emerging economies could enhance its effectiveness. Including more countries would not only increase the fund's capacity but also create a broader safety net for nations facing financial difficulties. This idea aligns with BRICS's overarching goal of fostering collaboration among emerging economies and creating a more balanced global financial system. However, challenges remain. Ensuring that all member countries contribute fairly and maintaining a unified approach to managing the CRA will require continuous dialogue and negotiation. It will be essential for BRICS nations to work together to address any disparities in contributions or differing economic priorities. Moreover, internal disagreements among member countries could hinder the fund's effectiveness if not managed properly. Conclusion: a pillar of BRICS resilience. In conclusion, the Contingent Reserve Arrangement (CRA) represents a pivotal aspect of BRICS's strategy for financial independence and resilience. This emergency fund provides a safety net for member countries and reinforces their commitment to cooperation and mutual support. By pooling their resources and standing together in times of crisis, BRICS countries are redefining traditional notions of financial collaboration. The CRA symbolizes hope, solidarity, and the pursuit of a brighter economic future for all BRICS member countries. As we explore this topic further, we'll uncover how this shared emergency fund has made a difference in the lives of people in BRICS nations, highlighting the importance of unity in navigating the complexities of the global financial landscape. The CRA stands as a testament to the resilience of BRICS and their commitment to building a more equitable world for everyone. The world economy is full of surprises, and sometimes those surprises can lead to financial trouble for countries. To prepare for such unexpected events, the BRICS nations Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa established the Contingent Reserve Arrangement (CRA), an emergency fund valued at $100 billion. This fund functions like a giant rainy day account, where each BRICS country contributes money to ensure they can support one another during tough times. Purpose and function of the CRA. The primary purpose of the CRA is to provide a financial safety net for BRICS countries facing crises. Whether it's a sudden economic downturn or a natural disaster, if one of the member nations runs into financial trouble, it can borrow from the CRA. This mechanism is similar to having a savings account set aside for unexpected expenses, ensuring that member countries are ready to assist each other in emergencies. When a BRICS nation needs help, it can quickly apply to access funds from the CRA. The process is designed to be straightforward and efficient. This is crucial because during a crisis, speed matters. With quick access to funds, countries can stabilize their economies, support local businesses, and protect jobs. The money can be used for various purposes, such as shoring up their financial systems, providing social support for citizens, or financing recovery projects, avoiding dependency on Western institutions. One of the significant benefits of the CRA is that it allows BRICS countries to avoid reliance on Western financial institutions like the International Monetary Fund (IMF). The IMF often comes with strict conditions when lending money, which can limit a country's ability to make independent economic decisions. By having their own emergency fund, BRICS nations can manage their financial challenges on their own terms, free from external pressures. This independence is vital for the BRICS countries. They want to ensure that they can address their unique economic situations without having to conform to the requirements often imposed by Western entities. The CRA symbolizes this shift toward self-reliance and empowerment, allowing member countries to control their economic destinies. Historical context and real-life applications. Since its creation, the CRA has played a crucial role in helping BRICS nations navigate financial challenges. For example, during global economic crises or regional disturbances, BRICS countries have been able to lean on this shared fund. This collaboration highlights the strength of the alliance and demonstrates how countries can support one another during difficult times. A notable instance occurred during the COVID-19 pandemic when BRICS countries faced significant economic disruptions. Access to the CRA allowed member nations to implement necessary measures to stabilize their economies and protect their citizens. This swift action helped mitigate some of the severe impacts of the pandemic, showcasing the CRA's effectiveness in real-world scenarios. Building trust and cooperation, the CRA not only serves as an emergency fund but also strengthens the bonds of trust and cooperation among BRICS nations. By contributing to a collective fund, each member demonstrates a commitment to mutual support and solidarity. This spirit of collaboration fosters stronger diplomatic relations and encourages further cooperation in various sectors such as trade, technology, and infrastructure development. Moreover, the CRA provides a platform for member nations to discuss and share best practices for managing economic crises. This dialogue can lead to enhanced strategies and solutions, ensuring that all countries can learn from one another's experiences. Future prospects and challenges. Looking forward, the CRA has the potential to evolve as global economic conditions change. Expanding the arrangement to include additional emerging economies could enhance its capacity and effectiveness. A broader membership might lead to a larger pool of resources, providing an even more robust safety net for all participating nations. However, challenges remain. Maintaining a unified approach to managing the CRA and ensuring fair contributions from all member countries will require ongoing dialogue and cooperation. Differences in national interests and economic priorities could create friction, and addressing these issues will be essential for the CRA's continued success. The Contingent Reserve Arrangement (CRA) represents a significant step toward financial independence for BRICS countries. This emergency fund not only provides a vital safety net, but also reinforces the alliance's commitment to cooperation and mutual support. By pooling their resources, BRICS nations can better prepare for unexpected challenges and navigate economic uncertainties together. The CRA is more than just a financial tool. It symbolizes the resilience and solidarity of the BRICS countries, illustrating their dedication to building a stronger, more self-reliant future.
Challenges and diverging interests within BRICS. The BRICS brings Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa together as a coalition. Each nation has unique interests and goals that can sometimes create tension. These differences stem from their individual economic priorities, political ambitions, and regional conflicts. Navigating these contrasts is crucial for BRICS to function as a united force. One major challenge within BRICS is the historical tension between China and India. Both are neighboring giants with vast populations, but they have faced long-standing border disputes, resulting in occasional clashes. This complex relationship makes cooperation tricky at times, especially in areas where national security or territorial claims are involved. Despite these issues, China and India both recognize the value of BRICS and continue to work together, albeit cautiously. Economic focus is another area where BRICS countries diverge. Russia, for example, is highly dependent on its oil and gas exports and is keen on maintaining its status as an energy superpower. In contrast, nations like Brazil and South Africa are rich in other natural resources and are more focused on sectors like agriculture and mining. India, with its booming tech and service industries, prioritizes technological advancement and innovation. Meanwhile, China, a manufacturing giant, aims to lead in global trade and is heavily invested in infrastructure projects worldwide. Environmental policies also highlight some differences. While Russia relies heavily on fossil fuels, other BRICS members are increasingly interested in developing renewable energy to tackle climate change. Brazil, for instance, has vast potential in biofuels, and India has made strides in solar energy. These contrasting stances can lead to disagreements when BRICS discusses sustainability initiatives or climate commitments. Even with these differences, BRICS countries work to find common ground. Their shared goal of achieving financial independence from Western institutions like the IMF and World Bank keeps them united. They have a collective interest in building economic strength and political influence, which encourages compromise and collaboration. BRICS leaders meet regularly to discuss these issues, making adjustments to ensure the group stays cohesive. Managing these differences requires open dialogue, strategic compromise, and a shared vision for the future. By focusing on areas where they align, such as promoting a multipolar world and reducing reliance on the US dollar, BRICS can continue to function as a powerful coalition. Each nation's willingness to put broader goals above individual differences is essential to maintaining a successful partnership.
Geopolitical implications of BRICS. Money. BRICS isn't just an economic alliance, it's also a powerful political statement. By joining forces, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa aim to challenge the dominance of wealthy Western countries in global finance and decision-making. Traditionally, international institutions like the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and World Bank have been influenced heavily by Western interests, leaving countries like those in BRICS with limited say in global policies that affect their economies and societies. For BRICS members, building financial independence is a way to gain a stronger voice in international affairs. The alliance aims to create a more balanced, multipolar world where decisions aren't just dictated by Western powers. For example, the BRICS New Development Bank (NDB) was established to give these countries the ability to fund projects that benefit their people directly, without being subject to the conditions often imposed by Western-led institutions. By supporting each other, BRICS countries can develop infrastructure, create jobs, and grow their economies on their own terms, which increases their power on the world stage. One key initiative is reducing reliance on the US dollar for trade. Currently, many international transactions are conducted in dollars, which gives the US significant influence over the global economy. By promoting the use of their own currencies, BRICS members hope to reduce this dependency, making their economies less vulnerable to US monetary policy and sanctions. This shift could have huge geopolitical implications, as it would weaken the US dollar's role in global finance and open the door for other currencies to play a larger role. BRICS ambitions have sparked reactions from Western countries, which are closely monitoring its progress. The possibility of more countries joining BRICS is also being discussed, which would further strengthen its influence and challenge the current global order. By promoting an alternative to Western-led institutions, BRICS encourages other nations to consider paths to financial independence, potentially reshaping global power structures. Future of BRICS Money and Currency Initiative's Future of BRICS holds intriguing possibilities and big ambitions. The alliance has already made waves in global finance, but it's just getting started. As BRICS continues to evolve, its members envision even greater goals. Some leaders have hinted at the creation of a new shared currency specifically for trade among BRICS nations. This currency could help them avoid reliance on the US dollar, giving them more independence in setting economic policies and managing their trade relationships. If BRICS members succeed, the new currency could be a game changer, allowing them to control their financial destiny with greater freedom. It would mean no longer being as influenced by the dollar's ups and downs or US-led sanctions. However, creating and implementing a shared currency comes with challenges. Each country has its own financial system, and coordinating them would be complex. For example, while China has a strong, controlled economy, other BRICS nations may not have the same level of stability or resources. Another possibility for BRICS's future is expansion. As more countries watch BRICS's growing influence, they might consider joining. New members could add fresh ideas, resources, and energy to the alliance, strengthening its impact. However, expansion also means more voices to consider, potentially making it harder for BRICS to stay focused on shared goals. The real test for BRICS will be its ability to stay united despite the many differences among its members. Brazil's focus on agriculture and environmental issues, Russia's reliance on oil, India's booming tech sector, and China's vast manufacturing base mean that each country has unique interests. Keeping everyone aligned will require strong leadership and a shared commitment to long-term goals.
If you're fascinated by global finance and the growing influence of emerging economies, subscribe now. Our channel dives deep into the strategies, challenges, and future of BRICS, breaking down complex ideas into engaging, easy-to-understand content. By subscribing, you'll join us on an exploration of how BRICS is reshaping the world's financial landscape, the creation of new economic alliances, and the rise of new power players. Don't miss out on our latest episodes. Hit subscribe and stay informed about the shifts shaping the future of global economics and politics.